Right now, the nation marks 22 years since the attacks of 9/11, how America is remembering the lives lost.
And on the September 11th, we're taking a closer look at first responder mental health. I'll share what local resources are available and how 9/11 continues to impact our first responders.
And Aaron Rodgers' Jets debut is short-lived as he goes down with an injury on the game's very first drive. What we know about the former Packers' status. It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 10. We begin with that developing story. In his New York Jets debut, former Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers left the game injured on the Jets' very first offensive drive. Rodgers appeared to suffer some sort of lower leg injury after being sacked on just the fourth offensive play for the Jets in this nationally televised Monday Night Football game. Now, due to NFL restrictions, we can't show you anything from that game because it's still in progress right now. But Rodgers was taken to the medical tent, later put on a cart and ruled out for the game. This continues to be a developing story. We won't know much more about Rodgers' condition until the game is over and the team meets with the media. Andrew will have more on it in sports with the latest updates. Turning now to a story we've been following all day. 22 years now since the attacks of 9/11. The events of that day weigh heavily for a lot of people, but especially for thousands of first responders nationwide. It is a reckoning with mental health every year. But some firefighters tell our Arman Rahman the resources available have come a long way. Arman?
Eric, nationwide, more firefighters, EMS, and paramedics are lost to suicide than line-of-duty deaths. But the firefighters I spoke to say there has been work to change that and more needs to be done. While these firefighters hit the links on a cloudy day, it doubles as a way to get through one of their darkest.
It hits me hard, 9/11 every year.
Hosted by Firefighters Local 311, all the proceeds from this golf outing go to Wisconsin veterans.
And it's a time of reflection and to be with our brothers and sisters in fire. It's about us taking care of each other, and it's about us lifting that stigmatism of behavioral and mental health.
That fateful day is still burned into Malin Mitchell's mind. He had just fought a fire in downtown Madison and on TV saw 6 of his fellow firefighters on Brooklyn Bridge.
You just had a weird, eerie feeling that they're going to die.
He says out of the tragedy, there has been growth.
Now we're actually, in the last decade or so, we're getting better at talking about our mental health.
Mitchell says 2021's Wisconsin Act 29 was critical. It allowed PTSD to be covered by workers' compensation for a police officer or firefighter. They're also expanding and providing more training for peer support programs in fire departments.
We're getting better about being proactive, about dealing with stuff more so on the front end, rather than waiting for it to be an issue years later.
Laura Prom is the coordinator for Madison's Fire Peer Support Program.
The program has grown quite a bit. It's utilized very frequently. It's not always just work stress that we will help people through and help connect people with resources to. It's also personal stressors, significant events.
On a day like this, they say it's even more important to destigmatize mental health.
Reach out and talk to somebody because just pretending like it's not there isn't going to benefit anybody.
Madison Fire Department has a full list of fire peer support members on the city's website.
Armand, thank you. It was a wet start to the work week this morning. There's still the possibility of more showers tomorrow. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti now with our first warn forecast. Gary?
Well, we're getting some showers tonight. It's raining here in the backyard. It's a light rain, but certainly enough to wet the pavement. Let's start out by taking a look at the time lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam. Some low clouds, showers, and fog this morning, and then some breaks in the clouds as we headed in this afternoon. That allowed a few more showers to develop. You can see another batch moving right through Madison, the west side of Madison, into southwestern Wisconsin, and high-resolution radar shows most of those showers right over the western portion of the area. So 6-hour future track radar shows most of the showers dying out. High temperatures today, upper 60s underneath the cloud cover. Farther out to the west, there was some sunshine. Temperatures there were in the 70s. Right now, temperatures are mainly in the 50s. 58 in Madison. Here in Dane County, still 60 in Middleton, and 56 degrees in Deerfield. Look for skies to be variably cloudy overnight. Showers will come to an end. Could see some patchy fog by morning. Low temperature at 51. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that does include a warm-up as we head toward the weekend.
Gary, thank you. The fate of Wisconsin's top elections official remains in the balance tonight. The Republican-controlled Senate Elections Committee today recommending firing Megan Wolf instead of her reappointment. That decision clears the way for a full GOP-led state Senate vote as early as Thursday. The state's Democratic Attorney General and the legislature's nonpartisan attorneys say without a majority vote to reappoint Wolf, the Senate does not have the authority to confirm or fire her. In a statement posted to X, formerly Twitter, Governor Evers says, quote, Republicans are hell-bent on doing everything they can to interfere with our elections, including trying to abuse their power by improperly firing the state's elections commissioner, who they last approved with unanimous bipartisan support. It's wrong and it has to stop, end quote. We reached out to the Republican Senate Majority Leader Devin LeMahieu to learn more about a potential floor vote on Wolf's future, but have not received a response. A live look right now. New York City, what you're looking at is the Tribute in Light, an art installation created in remembrance of the attacks on our country 22 years ago today. 88 vertical searchlights arranged in 2 columns lit up, which represents the Twin Towers just 6 blocks south of where the World Trade Center once stood. The September 11th terror attacks killed nearly 3,000 people and forever changed our nation. From New York to Alaska, tributes took place across the country. Jared Hill shows us how those lost that day are being remembered.
In Lower Manhattan, Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and at the Pentagon. The sound of bells mixed with tearful moments of silence marked grief and remembrance 22 years after the September 11th terror attacks.
22 years ago today, we lost my sister, Gabby. The phrase never forget has become synonymous with the day.
At New York's Ground Zero, the names of those who died in the worst terror attack in modern U.S. history were read as families gathered to pay tribute. On Long Island, families and friends of 9/11 victims threw flowers into the ocean.
That's my cousin Charles. He passed away in the South Tower. He was an electrician for P.E. Stone. He went to work. It was his second day there.
President Biden took part in a memorial ceremony with troops at a military base in Alaska.
That's why the terrorists targeted us in the first place. Our freedom, our openness, our institutions, they failed, but we must remain vigilant.
First Lady Jill Biden laid a wreath at the Pentagon. In Shanksville, relatives left flowers at the memorial wall for victims of Flight 93, which crashed when passengers tried to overtake the hijackers. The death toll has continued to rise since the day of the attacks. After the Twin Towers' horrific collapse, hundreds of thousands of people in Lower Manhattan, including first responders, were exposed to toxic air and debris. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
The number of first responders who have died since 9/11 related illnesses now almost equals the number of firefighters who died during the terror attacks. On 9/11, 343 New York firefighters were killed. A total of 341 New York City firefighters, paramedics, and civilian support staff who have died from post-9/11 illnesses are memorialized at the World Trade Center Memorial Wall. Exposure to dust at the Trade Center has been tied to increased risks of cardiovascular disease, and thousands of cancer diagnoses have been linked to toxic pollutants released during the attacks. Topping our Health Watch tonight, it is National Suicide Prevention Week, and UW Health is doing its part to raise awareness about suicide prevention and the warning signs to watch for in our loved ones. It's estimated 912 Wisconsin residents died as a result of suicide last year. An expert from UW Health says it can be difficult to have those hard conversations about suicide with loved ones, but that is one of the best ways to help combat the crisis.
Early intervention is key. It's never too early to approach a person and talk openly and honestly about what's going on. And don't be afraid to ask questions directly, like, how are you doing? Are you thinking about hurting yourself? Do you have a plan for how you might hurt yourself? That allows you to assess where they're at and whether they have a plan and if they're likely to act on the plan.
Experts also recommend you remove any guns, knives, or excessive amounts of pills from your home and connect them with professional support. If you or a loved one are feeling suicidal, help is available. Pick up your phone. You can dial 988. That will connect you or someone you love to the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. New versions of the COVID-19 vaccine from Moderna and Pfizer could be available in the next few days. That's after the FDA gave them the green light earlier today. The CDC's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices is set to discuss the new vaccine formulas tomorrow. Now, if that group and the CDC director sign off, pharmacies and doctors' offices will have permission to administer those shots. The manufacturers say the new boosters are effective for the current dominant U.S. strain and emerging ones. The clock is ticking down toward a possible strike against the big three automakers. The United Auto Workers contract ends at midnight on Thursday. UAW President Shawn Fain says the union rejected revised contract offers on Friday from General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis, the international company that now owns Jeep, Ram, and Chrysler. Today, Fain said there's been some progress in negotiations and responded to criticism that a UAW strike would cripple industries all across the country.
The companies want to say that, if we strike, it can wreck the economy. It's not that we're going to wreck the economy. We're going to wreck their economy, the economy that only works for the billionaire class. It doesn't work for the working class.
The union is pushing for a shorter work week and a 40% pay increase over 4 years. If a strike happens, more than 140,000 people would hit the picket lines. More stories straight ahead at 10. A scare for a Utah family while on a freeway, all captured on camera. The story of how an unlikely object crashed into their windshield. Stay with us.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Winner of the Best Evening Newscast by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association.
At Stanton Optical, you can stop waiting forever for an appointment. Same-day eye exams and walk-ins are always available. I wish other things would happen as fast. Get 2 pairs of free eye exam and anti-glare lenses for only $79.
The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here and ready to help. Anyone in Wisconsin can call, text, or chat to get connected to a trained 988 counselor. Trained counselors are here to support anyone experiencing a suicidal, mental health, or substance use crisis. You can also contact 988 if you're concerned about someone. 988 is confidential and free to all Wisconsin residents. 988 24/7. Call, text, chat. Here to support you.
You've probably heard by now, but Wanakee Remodeling has been transforming homes for the better part of half a century by installing materials that stand the test of time from a team of trusted home pros. Our design team delivers a turnkey experience for your interior or exterior remodeling project, leaving you with a home you love. At Wanakee Remodeling, we'll never stop improving. Right now, get a special window offer. Buy one window, get one 40% off plus special financing. Visit WanakeeRemodeling.com for more.
You've got this. Whatever it is, you're ready for it. Your newly purchased defenses, top of the line. Your backup, backing up. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So if your new house still has some old tenants, we'll make sure your checking account won't be giving you any surprises. You've got this with Associated Bank.
Trust your feet to Morgan's Shoes.
Birkenstock ushers in a new collection with clean lines, easier than ever closures, and the most necessary footbed in your closet. Slide into Morgan's Shoes and shop our new Birkenstock arrivals. See what's fresh for fall. Birkenstock platforms and wedges, cork-powered sneakers, or up your game with our iconic men's and women's sandals.
Comfort with style. Trust your feet to Morgan Shoes.
Morgan Shoes, Hilldale.
Welcome to Too Good to Guess. Can you guess how much 2 pairs of progressives, a free eye exam, and anti-glare lens upgrade will cost at Stanton Optical? Only $135? Wow, a deal so good, every customer wins. Book your eye exam at Stanton Optical today.
You never know who you're helping by sharing your story.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, Season 2, September 18th.
Ladies, let's go. Wait a minute!
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
In New York City today, WGA union members picketed the Drew Barrymore show as the show prepares to return to work despite the ongoing Hollywood strike. According to Variety, Drew Barrymore isn't violating SAG-AFTRA rules. However, the show does employ WGA writers, so it will have to use non-WGA writers or no writers at all. In a statement on Instagram over the weekend, Barrymore explained her position on bringing her show back, saying, quote, "Our talk show actually wrapped on April 20th, so we never had to shut the show down," unquote. Writers have been on strike since May, calling for increased pay and better residuals.
We're hoping that this can come to a resolution and that the studios can get on board and support people that are the creatives and also and crew and across all disciplines and all unions that help them make their money. You know, we just want our fair share and a fair contract.
Some WGA members are worried Barrymore's move could encourage scabbing, a term used when union members cross picket lines and return to work. The daytime talk show is set to return next Monday. MGM Resorts dealing with a cybersecurity issue that shut down some of its systems, including slot machines today. This video shows what slot and other gaming machines looked like this afternoon and evening at MGM properties out in Vegas. MGM's website currently is offline and has been for hours now, with an apology. A message there of apology and a list of phone numbers for guests to reach their specific hotel concierge desk. A pair of North African countries hit by two major natural disasters are in a race against the clock to find survivors. In Morocco, rescuers continue to dig through the rubble and reach isolated communities after Friday's powerful earthquake. More than 2,800 people were killed. Authorities expect that number to rise even more. Thousands were hurt. Some of the worst destruction from the quake has been in isolated mountain areas, which were already difficult to access. And in Libya, more than 2,000 people there are feared dead after severe flooding swept through the eastern part of the country. That's according to Libyan leaders. Thousands more remain missing. Heavy rainfall from a storm in the Mediterranean collapsed dams, swamping roads, and destroying buildings in some of the country's biggest settlements. Back here in the U.S., a lone hiker inside a remote area of a national park in Alaska got caught in bad weather and was in need of help. He came upon this trail camera and had an idea that ultimately led to his rescue. Explore.org says some users of the website were watching the live stream of the webcam, likely hoping to spot a bear at Katmai National Park and Preserve. Instead, they saw this man walk up to the camera, looked into the lens, asked for help. According to the news release, users contacted website moderators who alerted park rangers. The park rangers sent a search and rescue team out, who were also later spotted on that trail camera. And they found this hiker a few hours later. They say it is the first time cameras in the national park have been successfully used in a search and rescue operation. Well, they don't know where it came from, but their dash cam shows where it ended up. Watch this. A Utah family's dash cam capturing the moment part of a chair came flying at their windshield, seemingly out of nowhere. And just driving down the freeway, what the family first thought was a rock turned out to be the base of that office chair with no wheels, sitting 2 lanes over.
A car 2 cars over from us ran over it, and we're assuming that when they hit it, it spat out from under their tire. It went over the car next to us and onto our windshield.
No one was seriously injured beyond a few cuts and scratches from the broken glass. The family spent hours reviewing the dash cam footage. They say this serves as a reminder to watch the road and properly pack away anything you're hauling in your car. Our annual Coats for Kids campaign is back as we've teamed up with Clinky Cleaners, Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County, and Magic 98 to make sure no child in southern Wisconsin goes cold this fall and winter. Now through October 7th, we are collecting new or gently worn kids' winter coats and accessories. Once all of them are collected, they'll be distributed through the community in late October. We kicked off the campaign with our Pack the Truck event outside Clinky Cleaners, the location on Monona Drive today, where donations were being taken all day. It's not just coats that are needed, but warm winter hats, gloves, scarves, and snow pants as well.
This is for everyone to get a coat that needs a coat, or just not have that expense of having a coat so they can spend it on other things.
Well, you can drop off your donations now through October 7th at any Clinky location. We've also set up a Coats for Kids Amazon wish list online where you can purchase winter coats and accessories for kids in our community. For more information on the campaign, including a full list of Clinky Cleaners locations to donate, visit channel3000.com and look for the story on our homepage. Still some time before temperatures really cool off, but we know how cold winters get around here, so donate if possible. And Gary returns with our forecast a little cool, a little rainy out there.
I was just going to say, now's the time to go through your closets before, see if the kids have outgrown their coats. You've got to get them a new one. Turn in theirs.
Good time to donate.
Yeah, donate it. Well, let's start out by taking a look at the time lapse from the Queen Bee Radio Skycam in Platteville. Lots of low clouds, fog, and some showers this morning. But watch what happens with time. The skies actually start to clear as we headed into the afternoon, and they had some sunshine, allowing temperatures to get into the 70s. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Shower chances return for tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. Might even see an isolated thunderstorm. But then dry weather returns from Wednesday through Friday with a gradual warming trend. Temperatures going from the upper 60s on Wednesday to the upper 70s by Friday. After a slight chance for a shower over the weekend, mainly Saturday afternoon during the day on Sunday, dry and mild weather returns for next week with high temperatures in the 70s. High-resolution radar, some light showers moving through the western portion of Dane County. One was right over the backyard when I was out there at the top of the newscast. Go figure. The rest of the area pretty much dry, and you can see how quickly these showers have diminished as they've dropped southward. We'll see the same thing happen again tomorrow. They pop up during the afternoon and early evening, and then as the sun goes down, they lose the energy of the sun, and those showers tend to fall apart. So again, Tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, another round of showers, but the precipitation will be spotty. Some areas won't pick up any rain. Other areas could pick up 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of rain. A few spots might pick up a 1/2 inch if you get caught under a heavier shower or thunderstorm. Out in the Atlantic Ocean, powerful Hurricane Lee continues to spin. It's a Category 3 hurricane, but now forecast to move northward. Could clip eastern portions of Maine, more likely moving into eastern Canada. Hurricane Margot in the central Atlantic Ocean, not going to be a threat to anybody, but a couple of tropical disturbances now coming off the African coast bear some watching over the next week or so as they start heading westward across the central portion of the Atlantic Ocean. Around our part of the Midwest, the jet stream has now dropped to the south. That takes the milder air and starts pushing it down toward the Ohio River and allows cooler Canadian air to come in. But there's not a lot of moisture associated with these showers. So because the winds are out of the north, it gives enough instability to pop up a shower or a thunderstorm in the afternoon. But like I say, in the evening, they tend to fall apart. A cold front dropping southward, just helping to reinforce the cool air. It'll make more of a difference in overnight low temperatures. Right now, temperatures mainly in the 50s here. Notice the northern part of the state a little bit cooler, closer to the 50-degree mark. And on future track, again, the shower should die down. The next batch will probably move in here for tomorrow afternoon. Looking for the overnight hours into tomorrow, look for a high of 67 degrees. Slight chance for some showers or a thunderstorm in the afternoon and into the evening hours. 67 again for the high in Madison, 67 in Middleton, 67 for the high in Oregon, and 66 degrees in Mount Vernon. Planning your day across Dane County. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, 69 for the high in Janesville, 64 in Camp Douglas, and 65 in Wautoma. Future track beginning at noon tomorrow. Notice a few spotty showers. During the heat of the afternoon, temperatures in the upper 60s, a few showers, maybe a thunderstorm, and then as things start to cool down, those showers start to drop apart, and you can see by midnight, they're pretty much out of the picture. Rainfall amounts, again, spotty. Most areas, 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch at most, unless you get a heavier shower or thunderstorm. As we look at the 7 to 10 day, the first one, 7 to 10 day forecast, 67 on Wednesday, then mid to upper 70s as we head from Thursday into Friday. Slight chance for a shower Saturday afternoon into Sunday, and then dry weather for next week with very comfortable temperatures, highs in the lower to middle 70s.
Coming up in sports, not one but two Wisconsin teams were ranked as the #1 team in the country. Find out who, plus we'll show you what happened to Aaron Rodgers next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
When our clean, shiny truck pulls up in front of your house, yes, everyone starts clapping because everyone is happy. And that's why they all start dancing. Woo!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Culligan Water takes pride in being your local water experts. We live here, work here, and dedicate our lives to improving our area's water. We deliver the world's best water treatment and the industry's best service to you. Culligan Water, your local water experts.
In 2023, iCare Medicare plan members receive $150 a month total for food, OTC products, and more when using the spending account card, plus dental and vision coverage. Rest easy. iCare is looking out for you and your health.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So let's gear up for it with an SUV like the Ford Bronco Sport. It has a terrain management system with 5 standard GOAT modes, so you can go over any type of terrain. Plus, 4x4 capability is standard across the entire lineup. Be adventure ready with Ford Bronco Sport. Choose FlexBuy on Bronco Sport and get 3.9% APR financing for 66 months, plus $500 FlexBuy cash, only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
We need to talk about Sonobello.
We are getting rid of all of this today.
Ladies, this summer you can cover up or feel confident from head to toe with Sonobello. One visit, permanent fat removal.
Look at this shape. My tummy is gone and my hourglass shape is back.
Wherever there's excess fat, we can remove it. That's what we do all day, every day.
Sonobello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good.
I could actually wear a 2-piece after 25 years.
I have one big regret. I didn't go sooner.
Now, with our Best Body Summer event, you can schedule your free, no-obligation consultation, plus save $250 off instantly. That's $250 off your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more. Call 1-888-634-9939 or go to sonobello.com.
When an appliance you rely on goes kaput, you can count on family-owned Brothers Maine, Southern Wisconsin's local appliance authority since 1938. With thousands of in-stock options, we have the brands you want at the lowest prices guaranteed. Even big box can't beat our prices. Our experienced team of appliance experts will help you make the right selection, and we deliver it fast and free to your home. What you need when you need it. Shop appliances you can bring home today at our Madison and Janesville showrooms. Feel like family. Brothers Maine.
When our clean, shiny truck pulls up in front of your house, yes, everyone starts clapping because everyone is happy. And that's why they all start dancing. Woo!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Developing in the last few hours, on his fourth play as a New York Jet, Aaron Rodgers left the game with an apparent leg injury. After being sacked, Rodgers laid on the ground for a while before he eventually hobbled to the field. You see him here getting taken down, laid down on the field for a while, and eventually got carted away for x-rays, which reportedly came up negative, but that doesn't mean he's in the clear. People are speculating it could be another muscular injury. This is a developing story, though, and we'll provide more information as we get it. This might have been the most highly anticipated Wisconsin football season ever, which makes Saturday's Week 2 road loss at Washington State sting that much more. Just ask Luke Fickell. He'll be the first to tell you. Does it hurt? Of course it hurts, but he'll use this as a learning opportunity. He'll have his Badgers knock the dust off their back because he says their ultimate goal is still within reach.
You have everything still sitting right out in front of you, and to me, that's what's important. And hopefully that, like I said, it's humbling when you get punched in the gut, when you get knocked down, and in this instance, you have a loss, but it's also a realization that, you know, we've got to continue to move forward. And I hope that it allows us to focus on the journey and what you need to do to get better as opposed to the destination.
As much of a gut punch as that was, what a thrill ride yesterday was for Jordan Love and the Packers. The first game with Rodgers in the rear view, and Green Bay traveled to Chicago and bashed the Bears. Love was masterful, passing for 245 yards and 3 touchdowns. Aaron Jones had 2 touchdowns of his own, saying that Jordan Love proved himself with the 38-20 win. It's safe to say that right now the Packers are loving life.
It feels great. It's definitely been a long time coming for me, 3 years as a backup, just watching, learning, and growing. And it feels good to be out there leading those guys and being out there playing with them finally and come away with the dub. It's just what we wanted.
I think he just went out there and proved it and shown a lot of people that, hey, I can do this at a high level. Just so happy for him and the way he competed and led the team out there, and we're going to continue to stay behind him, and he's going to be a great quarterback.
And the reigning national champion Badger women's hockey team stayed on top, named the #1 team in the nation in the first preseason poll. And Badger sophomore Caroline Harvey was named the WHCA, make that WCHA preseason player of the year. Wisconsin's first home game is October 5th. And speaking of #1, Wisconsin volleyball earned the nation's top spot for the 2nd straight week. The Badgers are followed by Louisville, Florida, Nebraska, and Stanford. To the baseball diamond, where the Brewers returned home to play the Marlins. Third inning, Crew up 1-0 with runners on the corners, and Willie Adames squares a fastball up and drills it into left field. The RBI double would make it 2-zip Milwaukee. And then in the 6th, it's Adames again with the bases juiced this time. Zips a grounder past the third baseman Jake Berger, and how about a bases-clearing triple for Slick Willie? The Brewers maul the Marlins behind a Brandon Woodruff complete game shutout, winning it 12-0 the final. We'll be right back.
To everyone who's hungry for something special,
Culver's is the place for us. Hi, what can I make fresh for you today? It's nice being greeted by people who are glad to see you. And I appreciate that they use real ingredients, like fresh beef and Wisconsin cheese. The frozen custard is so fresh and creamy, it tastes like it was made just for us. It's our pleasure. Just spending time with family, that's what mealtime at Culver's is all about.
From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious!
You work hard enough. Take a load off this Labor Day with new appliances from Brothers Maine. Celebrate the holiday with unbeatable deals on top brands like GE Appliances, Cafe, Hotpoint, and Haier. Don't miss out. Shop the Labor Day sale at Brothers Maine today.
Planning a remodel? Don't toss your cabinets, furniture, and appliances. Donate to Habitat Restore. Your items stay out of landfills while proceeds create housing solutions for hardworking families. Build a stronger community with Habitat Restore of Dane County.
Your Broadway wishes granted at Disney's Aladdin. Audiences and critics agree Aladdin is fabulous and extravagant. With unforgettable music and sensational dance numbers, it's exactly what you wish for. Get your tickets today and see for yourself the breathtaking spectacle that only Disney can deliver.
At Overture Center, October 10th through 15th. Tickets at overture.org.
Save big in your next painting project with the 11% off everything at Menards. DuraClean is an interior paint and primer in one. It comes in a variety of colors and it's washable, scrubbable, and stain resistant. A gallon starts at just $22.95 after rebate. Finish high moisture areas with DuraClean Kitchen and Bath interior paint. With its mildew resistant coating, it will protect your walls from frequent exposure to water or humidity. Get a gallon for just $33.72 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
You need to lend a helping hand when you wake up. Just know that we're always there.
Dean Health Plan by Medica, right here with you.
Donate kids winter coats at Clinky Cleaners during Coats for Kids.
And Gary rejoins us. Final check of the forecast.
Yeah, a few light showers moving through the Madison area right now. There's the live view from the Edgewater Skycam. Kind of hard to tell if they're in the downtown area, but high-resolution radar shows some light showers moving through southern portions of Dane County. I think most of these should be south of the Illinois state line by about midnight or so. 6-hour future track pretty much confirms that. Otherwise, visibility dropping to 0 in Chainsville right now. So there could be some patchy areas of fog. I don't think it's going to be widespread. Temperatures right now mainly in the 50s, 58 in Madison, most areas in the middle 50s. Here in Dane County right now, 57 in Stoughton, 58 in Cross Plains.
All right, Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10. We hope you have a great night.